Commission is being held via electronically via various ways to participate and viewed remotely as described in the agenda and on the Metro Government website. If you are not satisfied with the decision made by the Traffic and Parking Commission, you may appeal your decision by filing for a writ of certiorari with the Davidson County Chancery or Circuit Court. You may appeal. Your appeal must be filed within 60 days of the date of the entry of the Commission's decision. We advise that you seek your own independent legal advice to ensure that your appeal is filed in a timely manner and that all procedural requirements have been met. I ask for an approval of today's agenda. For a first. Okay. You can announce your name, please, so we can help with our minutes.
Betsy, I'm so moved.
Mike, you have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Approval of minutes of the March 9th, 2020 meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
Move.
Hey, if you would just please announce your name when you make a motion, please. Is that Feller?
Feller Brown. So
Feller
moved.
Brown? And is there a second, please?
Gilliland, second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Minutes have been approved. Approval of consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman,
The consent agenda will be voted on at a single time. No individual public hearing will be held, nor will the commission debate these items unless a member of the audience or the commission requests that the item be removed from the consent agenda. Is there
Chairman,
any request to remove an item from the consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman, to Costonis, can you hear me? I'm so sorry to interrupt. I want to make sure that we met one of the requirements of Governor's Executive Order 16, which sets forth some requirements for meetings to be held electronically during the COVID-19 pandemic. It requires that the Commission adopt a motion making a finding that the business of the Commission is essential business of the metropolitan government, that meeting electronically is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans in light of the COVID-19 outbreak.
Okay. So is there someone, do we need to ask for a motion?
Yes, sir.
So moved.
I will move that.
All right, Sarah Lee Woods made a motion, and who seconded? Freddie O'Connell?
Freddie O'Connell, seconds.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes?
may I suggest that everyone turn off your microphones, mute your microphones unless you are speaking down on about ground.
That is a helpful suggestion. Thank you. Okay. All right.
With that, Mr. Chairman, this is Freddie. I need to take a couple of the items off of the consent agenda if I can, please.
Okay, which items would you like to remove, Mr. O'Connell?
I'd like to take item H under parking regulations and item L under traffic regulations off. I don't believe the council member from District 24 has to be able to.
Okay. Well, there's been a request to remove item H and L by Council Member and Commissioner O'Connell. Is there a second, please?
This is Nora. I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor of that motion, please state aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, those two items have been removed. Are there any other items in which people are seeking to remove a consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman, this is Karen. I would like to remove item J. I just need some clarification on exactly what we're talking about.
We have a motion. Is there a second, please?
Brown, second.
All right, we have first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have H and L and J. Barring any other items, I'm going to read the consent agenda. Okay. Parking regulations, item A, authorize removal of valet zone at 1703 Church Street, requested by Metro Public Works. Item B, authorize removal of a valet zone at 1120 3rd Avenue North, requested by Metro Public Works. Item C, authorize removal of a valet zone at 1200 2nd Avenue North, requested by Metro Public Works. Item D, authorize removal of a loading zone at 321 Millen Street, requested by Metro Public Works. Item F, authorize removal of loading zone at 438 Houston Street, requested by Metro Public Works. Item G, authorize removal of loading zone at 301 Demumbrian, requested by Metro Public Works. Item I, authorize no parking on the east side of 18th Avenue South from Chet Atkins Place, 250 feet north, requested by Birch Transportation. Item is modify speed limit from 40 miles per hour to 35 miles per hour on Charlotte Avenue from 51st Avenue to 31st Avenue, requested by Metro Public Works Bikeways. The consent agenda as modified has been read. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Brown,
Opposed?
aye.
None opposed, so it is passed. Go back to item H and L. Item H is to authorize no parking on 42nd Avenue from Charlotte Avenue to Alabama Avenue, requested by Reagan Smith. And item L was to authorize an always stop at 42nd Avenue in Alabama, requested by Reagan Smith Associates. Commissioner O'Connell, you had asked for clarification on these items.
Yes, I'd like to move to defer one meeting.
We have a request to defer. Is there a second? Got a second?
Second.
Second, and Sarah Lee? Sarah Lee
Yes.
would second it. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That item has been deferred. Item J, modified speed limit from 35 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour on Murphy Road, 46th Avenue at the following locations: 46th Avenue North from Murphy Road to Nebraska Avenue, and Murphy Road from 43rd Avenue North to 46th Avenue North. Commissioner Robbins, you had questions about this item.
Yeah, I just needed a little, I live in the neighborhood, and the way it was written, I just want to be certain of what we're talking about. On Murphy Road through the roundabout, which the roundabout's already 10 miles per hour, but all the way up to Nebraska is how I'm seeing it. But if someone could just clarify both of those locations, that would be helpful.
You're exactly right. It was because of the roundabout and people crossing at the roundabout primarily. The council member was concerned about pedestrian traffic, especially if the golf course gets back up to full speed. A lot of pedestrians in the area that were not abiding by the speed limit. So you nailed the geographics right. It's from Nebraska around the curve, 43rd.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Would you like to make a motion to approve now that it's been clarified?
Yes, I move to approve.
Hey, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. I think that was Commissioner Woods. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? None opposed. The item has been approved. Okay. We have deferred business. Deferred business item 1 is to authorize a valet zone for a valet zone for the Graduate Hotel on 20th Avenue North, requested by Premier Parking. Staff is recommending a 1-month deferral. Is there a motion to defer?
Move to defer.
Ms. Woods made a motion to defer. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I was just curious if the staff could give us an update because I noticed maybe before the pandemic that they had still been doing valet there.
At this time, based on the current conditions due to the pandemic, they're not operating, so that's why we're requesting this deferral.
Got it. Okay, I'll second the deferral. This is Nora.
Okay. So we have a first and a second. All in favor of the deferral of the motion?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All right. Any opposed? None opposed? The item has been deferred. Item 2, appeal for reevaluation of existing 1-hour parking time limit on the south side of Harrison Street between 3rd Avenue North and Criddle Street, requested by a resident. Staff is recommending a 1-month deferral on this item due to current conditions related to the COVID virus and et cetera.
I'll move to defer 1 meeting, Mr. Chairman. This is Mr. O'Connell.
All right. Mr. O'Connell made a motion to defer. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
There's a second from Ms. Woods. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion has been deferred. Item 3, this is a request to authorize a designated space for a pickup station for RTA. This request requires signage on 5 metered spots on the south side of West End at 21st Avenue South to show no parking from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. This has been requested by Vanderbilt University and it's deferred from the March 2020 meeting.
Mr. Chairman, this is Mr. O'Connell. I'd like to move approval, please.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Is there any further discussion of this item?
I would just ask staff for a quick update on whether or not they anticipate any problems. I know this will make transit usage considerably easier for Vanderbilt, which is the largest transit trip generator in the region. So I didn't know if there were any staff concerns, but I think from my perspective, from a transit usage standpoint, this makes sense to me. I just want to make sure if there were any staff concerns.
Staff?
We support the recommendation. We recommend approval. The deferral is based on Commissioner Woods. She had concern about removal of the parking meters.
And there were also some concerns about lost revenue at this location. Based on revenue trends during these 3 hours, these meters were only generating approximately $1,000 annually.
All right. Okay. Are there any other concerns about this item? Commissioner Woods?
I think they've been addressed.
Okay, they've been addressed. So we have a first and a second. I will move for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, there are none opposed. Thank you, Ms. Teague, and who came from WeGo. I'm sorry if I forgot your name. Thank you for your help and support.
Thank you, commissioners. Appreciate it.
All right. One last item before we go. is we'd like to welcome a new member of the Metropolitan Public Works Department. We have a new Chief Assistant Director and Chief Engineer. Hopefully I pronounce his name correctly. Jorge Rios. Chip, is that anyone close?
Mr. Chair, Jorge Riveros. Jorge Riveros, like river.
Hey, Jorge Rivera. Okay. My accent gets in the way of all my Spanish.
That's okay, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, could we have one other point of personal information here that's worth?
Yes.
There's a welcome back to Commissioner Woods.
Yes. She was approved last week by the council. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. Well, welcome, Ms. Woods, for another 5 years.
Thank you.
Jorge, we welcome you and look forward to you bringing some expertise to help us out with moving traffic in the city when it resumes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here and happy to help out however I can. I'm at your service.
Does anyone else have any other items for the good of the group?
This is Peter Bird with Metro
Good to hear everybody's voice.
All right. Well, we managed our first virtual meeting. Thank you, everyone, for participating.
Chairman?
Yes.
Chairman, this is Peter Bird with Metro Planning. Can I add one small thing?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Bird. Sorry.
So I wanted to come on here. This isn't an item that we need any action by the commission. I wanted to make sure we got it in front of you beforehand. Representing Metro Planning and then also Public Works and the Capital Bikeways program. We are moving forward with a demonstration bikeway project downtown that connects to our recently installed project on Commerce Street. This one is on 3rd Avenue North, connected from Broadway to James Robertson Parkway. And it will require the temporary, I guess, bagging of, let me see how many it was, 17 parking meters. And then also the relocation of 16 loading zones, mostly just around the corner, all within about 200 feet of the originals. And Chip asked me if I would come on here. I'm not sure. I don't have a formal presentation.
Thanks for the reminder, Peter. I forgot all about it. Sorry.
But if there are any specific questions or you'd like me to go into any more detail about that specific project or downtown bikeway projects generally, these are basically the installations of two of our projects from our walk and bicycle pedestrian master plan that we've done a significant amount of community engagement for. We still are doing some on other portions of the project, but we elected for this to do it in a way that allows us to do a demonstration project around 12 months of the project on the ground, take measurements, evaluate throughout, make adjustments, and then at the end of that period to be able to make a more final determination as to what those streets would look like. And at that point, we would come back with any permanent requests for changes to curbside usage.
Thank you. Chip, if you've got any maps or something that you could send to commissioners, that would be great.
I'll get with Peter and Jason, our bike coordinator, and I'll send out maps for what he's talking about to all the commissioners. Councilman O'Connell is aware of this project and very supportive, as we all are. But we just kind of want to present this kind of stuff to you so it doesn't appear in front of you and you don't know about it.
It's good to know that this is going on. I see where the mayor has announced several safe street initiatives of closing some streets while we're in the midst of more traffic. So it'll be interesting to see the feedback we get on that.
Thank you. I'll make sure that Chip gets all of our information and can get that to the commission.
All right. Are there any other items?
Commissioner Green, I'll move to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, we have adjourned. Thank you, one and all. I know this is a challenge, but appreciate everyone's help. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Stay
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.